Honestly, not very often. About 5% of the times. Most of the times you can measure with the other two. Okay, now there's one more way to measure. What else is there? Now just before you look on the board, look at the caliper. What's one last thing that we see that's always moving with the caliper?
That.
Yeah, this, right? The slider has a part that slides out. And if you look at it, it's shaped kind of weird, like a point at the end. What do you think that does? Brighton?
Sets off for the zero.
This part here?
Zero.
Well, what do you think this part coming out, the slider is? Okay, stick it in like what? A hole. Very good. It's for measuring depths of holes. In fact, you can see number 4 on the board says hole depth. So let's take the pipe again. You put the pipe in there. And this one gets kind of tricky too. Which one do you hold? Which one moves? And the way I do is hold them both in both hands. Okay? And you can easily come down to touch the table, and we can slide that down to touch the top of it. So what we're measuring is this distance right here now. So we can insert that into a hole and be able to measure the depth of a hole. Good? See how that works? Yes, Steve.
Like my dial is like kind of like side.
It's okay. It's okay for now. Here, let me show you. How you doing? And here's kind of the trick. I like to hold on to it like this. Got two hands. We're going to insert it into the hole, and then we push down. Perfect. Good job. Alright, so let's learn. So now we know how the 4 different ways are to measure and how to use the caliper. Let's go ahead and learn how to read a measurement on the caliper. Alright. First thing, you're going to want to write these steps down in your spiral notebook. Step 1 is to do what? What would you think? We need to make sure it's correct. Steve?
Lock the slide in place.
Okay, lock it in place? Okay, what happens if we lock it? Can't move it. So step 1 is to unlock it. A lot of people forget to unlock it because here's what you just did. You went ahead, you measured something, you probably locked it down, you took it down, you read it, and then you go to try to measure again, and you're like, it doesn't move. It's because you have to unlock it. And a lot of times when you get them sitting in a case, you don't know that they're locked. All right, so step 2 then is to do what? Before you measure, everybody assumes you jump right to measuring. You want
This is like science. You want to make sure it's zero.
correct. You always want to make sure it is zeroed out. Close the caliper. Now here's the part everyone forgets. Make sure it's zeroed every time. Close the caliper. Make sure the pointer is pointing to 0. If it's not, you'll loosen the dial thumb screw. You can turn the dial. You just turn it and make it 0. Does it matter if the 0 is straight up? Straight? No. Doesn't matter if it's down. It can be anywhere, as long as it's set at 0. So take your caliper, set the pointer to 0, tighten the caliper pointer knob, and you're good to go. Now, how many times are you going to do that?
Once.
Every time you take a measurement, you want to make sure it's zeroed out. It does move. Okay, it does move. Okay, good. All right, so let's look at the blade. On the back here, we have the slider. This is the blade. On the blade, tell me what the numbers are that you see. What's it look like? What's the first big number you see? What's the first number you see? 0. You see a big 0. Okay. Also, what's the next big number you would then see? 1. You see a 1. All right. What's the last big number you see? What's the biggest big number? 6. What do you think that means? 6 what? Inches. The caliper, dial caliper, measures in inches, decimal of an inch. The largest measurement is 6 inches. Very good. Okay, so next to the 0, the little number is what do you see? You see a 1. What's the next one? 2, dash and a 3, dash a 4, dash 5, dash 6, dash 7, dash 8, dash 9, right? So you see 1 through 9, the little numbers, and repeat. Then you see a 2. Freddie, what follows after the big 2? On here. Look on here. You see a big 2. What comes right after the big 2?
1 and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we see a 3, so on and so forth, all the way to 6. Good? All right, on the dial, what do you see on here? On the dial.
1001.
Okay, each mark on the dial represents 1/1000th of an inch. Very good. Okay, so let's look at this real quick on the overhead. The big numbers are the ones. So any number there, it's going to be that number in a decimal point. The small numbers you would say then represent what? Tenths. So it's going to be like, let's say this number here would be 0.400. And then the number on the dial indicates thousandths. Also the hundreds. Very good. So the hundreds and thousands are found on the dial. So let's do one together real quick. Let's do one together. Look on the board here. And here's from the pretest that we took. Let's go through those answers on the pretest. On the pretest we took, it says the caliper was, here we go. And let me focus that so you can see that a little better. There we go. All right, so here's the one for the first on the pretest. What's the first big number that you see? 4. I'm going to circle it. So there's a big 4. Okay, so that's 4. And then what? What comes after the 4? What comes immediately after the 4? What comes immediately after the 4? Steve. What comes immediately after the 4? Point. Very good. So that's because we know that's 4 inches. What's the next number we see? 4. And over here I'm going to write down 0.400, correct? Because that's 400,000ths, right? Then, what's the next number you see? Here's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 018. And what do we do? 418. 4.418 inches. Question? What, Crane? Right. You were, but I want you to make sure that you also know it shows the hundreds. Okay, let's do the next one real quick. All right, what's the first big number you see? Here's a 6. So we thought 6 point. And if we're keeping track, it looks like this, 6.000. What's the next number we see? 1, so it's 0.100. And the last number over here, 0.043. Add this up, 341.6. 6.143 thousandths of an inch. Easy or hard? Easy. Good. Glad you said that. Okay, let's try one for real. Everyone measure the outside diameter of their pipe. Outside diameter of their pipe. Now you should know that I said outside diameter, so that means make sure that you're measuring through the center point, from side to side. We're probably using the 2 faces at the bottom. And what was the first thing we made sure we did? Make sure it's set to 0. I saw everyone go start measuring before they even made sure it was at 0. Make sure it's at 0, and then you can open this up and let's measure. What are some measurements we have? Now it's all the same pipe. We should be very close. The first big number we see is 1. So we know that it's over an inch. So 1 point, second number. 1.1, what? 616067. It's safe to say that it's an inch, 0.16, and we'll say 4. And everybody should be plus or minus 4 thousandths of an inch there. So 1 and 164 thousandths of an inch. Questions? Who needs help? Okay, let's move to the worksheet that you have in front of you. Pull out the white dog bone. The white dog bone worksheet says, okay, everybody have a worksheet? Anybody need one? Okay, go ahead and practice this. Guys need it? Question 1 says what? On the dog bone, you want to measure what?
Okay, I definitely.
You did get the wrong one. Question 1 says what? Everybody look at the worksheet. Outside diameter. So we're going to take the plastic white dog bone and let's measure the outside diameter. Well, hopefully they're the same on both sides of that. Okay, no, look at the worksheet. And you can see that number 1 is right here. It says, what is that outside diameter? And what do we have? Write down your response there in the dimension line. First big number I see is 0. So it's less than an inch. 0 point. Next number I see is what? 3. 0.376. Very good.
I got 1.
They all should be very close to 0.376. 3.375 is what?
1/8.
3/8 of an inch. Very good. So you can see that these were manufactured starting with 3/8 of an inch stock. Good. Everybody write that answer down, please. Write down blank 1. Blank 2 is measuring what? The length of it. So now look, we're going to be like this. Now these have been manufactured from a pretty good company. The first big number I see is 3 point, here's a tricky one, 3 point what?
0, 0, 4.
0, 0,
4.
4. Mine is 0, 0, 3. I'm sorry? You make it all the way past the 10? 0.01? Oh, 001. Yeah, what do you think it's supposed to be manufactured to? 3 inches. And look, ours is close. Ours are 3 thousandths off.
Mine's less than that.
Yours is 1 thousand. Does anybody have 2.99 something? 2.999. 2.999998. So you can see these are pretty. These are made pretty good. I'm sorry. Yours is exact. Look at there. Exactly 3. What would exactly 3 look like?
0.
It'd be the pointer at 0. Okay, good. All right, let's do another one real quick. Let's skip to 4. Look at 4. 4 is the what?
Outside.
Outside diameter of the inside of the rod. First big number I see? 0. Good. Point, so we know that's less than an inch. 0 point, next big number?
1.
1. What's the last 2?
0, 8.
0. 8, 0.
8.
5. 3.
3. Mine's 8, 3.
I got 8, 0.
8, 5. 8, 4. 8, 0. So good.
4.5.
So there are 180 thousandths plus or minus, it sounds like 5 thousandths of an inch. That was good. Yeah. Question?
Oh, wait, we're doing what? 4.
Number 4. Okay. All right, let's skip to the paper cup part. Now I know it looks like a paper cup to you, but this is really a very detailed part made for NASA. Okay, let's look at let's jump to number 2. Look at 2 on the cup. 2 on the cup. 2 is asking you to measure what?
The bottom
The whole depth?
Yeah, the whole depth.
Around that first.
Yeah, the whole depth. How are we going to do that? You're going to want to, don't poke the caliper through the very delicate NASA part. And you can see, slide the slider down, make contact with the blade to the top of the cup, and you'll be able to measure the depth of that hole. See that? Is there any other way you can measure that?
Maybe.
That's about it, really. Would be the only way to be accurate.
I got 126,000.
126 thousandths of an inch deep.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, let's jump to number 3 now. 123,000. Good. Look at number 3. How are we going to measure the lip of the cup?
The step.
Yes, good, Steve. We're going to need to use the step. So you're going to take your part, and you're going to use the back of the caliper, and you'll come over and you'll use the step and measure down until you just touch that part, and you'll be able to read. Here, try this instead of using the whole depth one. Try using the depth. How do you do the depth of the step part? There you go. Which one worked better for you?
This one.
Yeah. This one works a little better because why?
Touching the surface.
Right. It uses more surface area. Very good. All right. So number 3 on the see here on 3 on the worksheet says what is that measurement?
Oh.
So you can take and use the step, and then come right over it,
Okay.
and measure that.
Like 5.
Okay, good. Go ahead and try to fill out the rest of the measurements on the worksheet. Mm-hmm. Here I can see why. To fix this, it's just, this is a little sloppy right here. So if we put a little bit of pressure on there, it will. And here's what's happening. See this rack back here? These are all teeth, and on the back of the dial is a gear. Well, what's happening is if the gear falls down below the rack, we're actually able to slide it without them making contact. So all you do is tighten that up just a little. There you go. You can use that one though. Okay, good. Okay, how are we doing on the rest of the worksheet? Well, yeah. See, fortunately, that's not very accurate, is it? So take it, go over and do the step method again. There you go. Okay, things look good. How are you going to measure this? Number 1, from here to there.
This is the step.
Yes. Yep, you would have to use the step again.
Is it just gonna have you guess?
Well, you wouldn't guess. There's a lot of different ways. You could take the angle if you wanted to. You could set a ruler. If you were on a layout table, you could set a ruler across that to the bottom of it. See how easy you could do that? So yeah, good thinking. Otherwise, you have to do something special or you're just guessing. And that's a good point to point out. If you feel like you're having to guess, it's not accurate. The calipers will measure, very accurately down to the thousandths of an inch. Okay. Number 5 on the cup is outside diameter at the very bottom. There you go. Right. How tall is this lip from here to there? So use the step method from here to here.
I'm like for number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Do we count the lip in it? Because this is like from here to here, not from there to there.
Right, no. So number
So-
5 is right above the lip.
Above it, okay.